Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. It's the 1st of November. Wow, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching the recording, welcome and thank you for finding us. We've got a fantastic morning lined ahead, and to get us started, we've got the beautiful Helen Gibson. Good morning, Helen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I just realised when you said it's the 1st of November, and then is it you say white rabbit when there's an R in the month? I'm not sure, I can't remember, 3 times, and I'm trying now to think, well, why do we do that and where does that come from? And I haven't done it yet, but for those of you that wish to white rabbit away. So welcome to everybody that's watching on Catch Up, and I hope you enjoy it. And to those that have joined us this morning or this evening, as in New Zealand, I would like to invite you to into a morning meditation. So if you would like to close your eyes and soften your gaze and get yourself comfortable, preferably sitting rather than, we've got a pinch punch too, okay. Pinch punch first of the month. Preferably sitting, so shuffle your buttocks and get yourself comfortable. Lean into whatever support it is beneath you, the chair, feel that on the back, feel the pressure of that on your back and on your buttocks and probably the tops of your thighs, unless you're perched at the edge of a seat. And just make yourself here. Just kind of get here. I invite you to take 3 deep, full breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slow and steady. Belly breath if possible. Acknowledging the air as it enters into your body. The air can be something that we kind of take for granted, and we don't realise that it is full of nourishment and nutrient and life-giving. And then allow your shoulders to drop as you exhale slowly through your mouth and just arrive into this place and this space. Normalise your breathing, however that is for you. I'm aware of any sounds that you can hear. I know that in my environment, I've had cows all night. They do it every now and again, but this was quite different. I don't know why. There was a very real sense of distress within them, so I'm not sure if you can hear them. So whatever my environment might be offering you, and your own environment, if it's the morning, if your house is awake, if the birds are singing, or if it's silent, the hum of electricity, whatever you can hear. With that hum, if there's any electrical, what you can feel. You can taste if there's any tastes. Any aromas. It's a beautiful way of saying any smells or stenches or floral arrangements. But whatever your nose is offering to you. So what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can taste. Any fluctuations in light. And what you're feeling around your environment. Are you warm, cold? Is there a breeze, a draft? You're nice and warm, are you snuggled? Just bringing your attention to your senses, each one in turn, and together they create a picture. They are your environment. And then your 6th sense, your 3rd eye, your intuition, your knowing, your inner being that transmits and receives. Taking a moment to just assess what you're offered without judgment. Just observing, just being, and allowing, acknowledging. And how are you? Ask yourself, how are you? How am I? How do I feel today? How are my thoughts? How are my emotions? Just ask yourself how you are. No need to change anything, just to accept it and offer gratitude for the awesomeness that is you, and you are awesome. Whether you like yourself, love yourself, detest yourself, know that you are awesome. You are a living, breathing organism upon this planet. Whether you believe you were created, evolved, brought from another place, you are awesome. Just acknowledge how that feels within you when you consider yourself as being awesome. A beautiful part of creation. Every single cell within your being working for you and only you. To always regain harmony or to be in harmony. Notice how that makes you feel, what thoughts arise. No judgments, merely observation. As you breathe and be, offering gratitude to the awesomeness of you. Noticing what happens with you as you sit in this space, at this time, becoming aware of you. And those things that happen automatically, your senses receiving. You don't have to ask your nose to smell, your ears to hear, your eyes to see, your mouth to taste, your skin to feel, your intuition to work. There is nothing that you consciously have to do, but today, here, now, bringing your attention to each and every part of you. Everything that your senses offer to you. Noticing the recurring thoughts, if any. Noticing how you feel about sitting here doing this. No requirement to do, apart from to be. Acknowledge any recurring thoughts, knowing that your thoughts are there for a reason. You have about 60 to 70,000 a day. You don't pay attention to all of them. If there's a recurring thought, acknowledge it. If your to-do list is coming up, acknowledge it. Just note what comes up for you. As you breathe, bring your attention to your feet. Each of your toes, the balls of your feet, the tops of your feet, your heels, your ankles, and your feet. Send them some love and appreciation. Just noticing your feet. Bringing your love and attention up through your calves and shins. Through your knees. And as we touch each part of the body, send a loving intention and gratitude to that part of the body. So your feet, your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, inner and outer. Loving gratitude to your buttocks and your pelvic area. Just noticing if there's any tensions, any irritations. sending it love and gratitude for the message and the conversation that it wishes to have with you. This is your body. Through your lower abdomen, your lower back, your midriff, your mid-back, into your chest, sending loving awareness and attention with gratitude. Just noticing your body, up across your shoulders, your shoulder blades, down through your arms, biceps, triceps, elbows, lower arms, to your hands, palms, your fingers, and knuckles, your nails. Back up through your neck, into your head, your skull, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your chin, your cheeks, your forehead, your eyebrows. Bringing that loving awareness and gratitude. And then into your organs, your brain, your following your nervous system throughout your body, skeletal system, bones. We talked about bones last week. Sending some loving awareness to your bones, to the marrow within your bones, to your muscular system. Caressing and loving and nurturing each organ. Your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your bladder, your reproductive organs, and all the organs that I haven't named. Your circulatory system as your blood flows around your body, taking all that you need. Colon, no, yes, your colon, your large intestine, your small intestine, all of the systems that work so beautifully within you. Everyone working for you. Your receptors and your releasers. As things go in, they manifest and come out, whether that be the food that you eat, that comes out to nourish and nurture the earth. Remember, there is no waste. Everything is part of a wonderful, bigger system. And you are part of that. You bring your awareness to your loving, wonderful, awesome body, connecting with the external world now. The air that surrounds you, the light that surrounds you, whether that light be from the sun or from the moon. Connecting to the earth beneath you that provides your food. And a host of your medicine, your food and your pharmacy. Connecting to the universe above you. You're a conduit of love and light. Connecting heaven and earth. One with the grass, one with the trees, one with the seat beneath you. Just bringing your attention to you and your connection to all. to each and every one from our own species, cats, dogs, mammals, birds, fish of the sea, the water. You are one with all. You have something very unique to bring, to offer, wherever you are on this journey called life. Your participation is received gratefully. Your achievements, your wins, your losses, every single thing about you connecting on this tapestry of life with everything else. The light, the dark, the good, the bad. However you perceive those things to be. Part of life's rich tapestry, bringing colour and depth. Sometimes you may be the illumination. Sometimes you might be that dark piece that just needs to be there to bring everything else into focus. You are one, you are whole, and you are part of. Bringing the wonder of you back to this moment. To become aware of the ground beneath you, the seat beneath you. What your senses are offering you in this moment, in this time. And taking 3 deep, full breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each breath rejuvenating, regenerating, revitalizing you for your day. Or, if this is at the end of your day, bring into that place where you can sleep to rejuvenate and regenerate. Wherever you are, wherever you be, in your own time, allow yourself to open your eyes and be free. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. That was wonderful. How often do we get just to be still? Not very often. And it reminded me when you mentioned belly breathing, because you did a belly breathing demonstration for us, didn't you, back in the summer, which we've got on YouTube. So I must get that edited so we can share that.
If people can learn to belly breathe all of the time, it is the best breath for us. I mean, there's lots of breath work, but if we can actually bring ourselves into that belly breathing, it makes sure that we're really receiving all that the oxygen can give to us. And oxygen is such a necessary part of our healing process and living process. There's I don't know, I haven't been into it, but there's now studies around the fact that illness and dis-ease is connected to our lack of oxygen. And one of those things is that we probably don't breathe properly. So it is kind of really important to breathe properly, even if it doesn't breathe properly anyway. There's nothing that just keeps us alive. Breathe.
It makes sense because there's oxygen therapy, isn't there, at the moment, that I haven't looked into, but I do know of. So that would make sense. And how some things go hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm going to go into... there's up the road, there's someone that's opened a hyperbaric oxygen chambers. So I'm going to go and try that. I think somebody that was on here last week has actually said they'd done a lot of that. They've done some of that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to kind of look into that.
And I think I recall as well, Lympha Christie using that as like not, I can't think of the word, like a injury therapy.
Oh, injury.
There's muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever heard.
Somewhere else with Lympha Christie, and I really don't need to.
Can I just point out that a lot of the benefits of breathing deeply are to do with stimulating the diaphragm. because a lot of us don't, and it doesn't massage the internal organs as it should do if we don't. If we breathe up here, it's the diaphragm needs to move sideways. So it's not just about the belly, it's about moving things sideways as well. So I always encourage people to hold their ribs and breathe into their side, because then the diaphragm, I've been doing it wrong for so long, and just belly breathing isn't quite enough. I would venture to add in there sideways.
Belly breathing is it's a correct term. I can't say it properly. That's why I don't say it. It is actually diaphragmatic. I can't say the word properly.
Diaphragmatic, yes.
Breathing. So it is. It's actually belly breathing. That's the correct term for it. Is diaphragm. Yeah, that word.
Thank you, ladies. That's incredible. We'll put some information on the belly breathing that you did for us, the diaphragmatic breathing, Helen. And if we find any more information, we can talk about it in the future, which would be amazing too. So excited for the next part. Good morning, wonderful Robyn Treen. Good morning, Robyn. Welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, or good evening, good afternoon. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so if you have a chair next to you, or you can stay seated, that's absolutely fine. And as always, if you have any issues, conditions, injuries that you're aware of, or even just listening to your own body this morning, we ought to listen to it all the time, but we get distracted. So listening to your body, as Helen beautifully just guided us through that lovely meditation, and it's lovely just to come back into ourselves and into that stillness, because like Kerry said, we get busy, so it's just lovely to have someone to guide us through that. So thank you, Helen. Okay, so feeling your feet on that lovely ground, that lovely earth, just using your imagination if you can't be outside. And just imagine your roots going down deep into the earth, connecting again to that lovely nourishing energy, replenishing energy. So the roots going down through all the different layers of the earth, out far and wide, so you feel stable, you feel supported. And we can also build up resilience by connecting and just taking that time to strengthen our earthly elements, strengthening the foundations and connecting. And just allowing that energy to come up through the bubbling spring, just underneath the balls of the feet. Imagine that lovely energy just being absorbed into the channels, into the body, all the way up to the head, and then connecting from the crown of the head. And just imagine, just like a lotus blossom opening up. And if you can't see the sunshine or the moonlight, as the case may be, just imagine the sun, the moon, the stars shining down, and we're connecting to all that. We are connected. We just need to remind ourselves. And let's fill ourselves up with some light. Some sunlight, moonlight, starlight. And just let it cascade through and around the body. Be fully immersed in this light. Clearing, calming and soothing, all the way down through the body. And then we're going to take a deep breath in and just raise our arms up. So imagine you're encouraging that energy all the way through the body, that lovely yin, calming energy. And then connecting above, looking up if that's comfortable, just going up as far as you can. And then as you breathe out, bringing down that light again. So if it's the sunlight, if you feel like you need warming up, then imagine the sun just cascading through the body. If it's at night time, we can imagine the moon and the stars just cascading through. And this can really help to calm and soothe the mind and body before bed. Also very good for hot flushes. If you imagine the moon and the cool, calm energy of the night. So breathing in, reaching up, really having a nice stretch, and then breathe out and just allowing that energy to come through the body, through the system. If you need to take another breath, that's absolutely fine. And just allow it to go right through to the feet and down into the earth again. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose and raise our shoulders at the same time. So breathing in, and then we're going to breathe out with a and really let go of them shoulders. Let's do that again. Breathing in, lifting up, and then like you really letting go of all that baggage. Let's do that again. Breathing in, tensing up, lifting up, and then release. And let's just have a shake now. Shaking the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, the fingers. Shake it all out. Shake away any tension. And just like the leaves right now, falling from the trees, nice and easily. That's what we want to do. Just anything with ease and grace. There's no forcing. Shaking away any stagnation, tension, any thoughts that might come in that might not be helpful to the body, the mind right now. Just gently ease it away. Bending the knees if that's comfortable, doing a little toddler dance. And after the session last week with the bones with Kerry, we're going to do some tapping or stomping. So let's have a bit of fun. Let's bring out that child and tap that bubbling spring, the ball of the foot, and you can pretend you're on a horse giddying round. You can actually giddy up. Have some fun. Having fun releases so much tension. And let's do the other side now. I remember doing this in one of my classes, and a senior gentleman said, "I feel like I'm in kindergarten." And I said, "Good." It's not all about seriousness, is it? We need to have fun as well. And then just going on the heels now, tapping the heels and bringing the arms into it, pushing forward with, like you've got some resistance there. You're pushing through some water, opening up the hands, feeling the palms of the hands as you do this. Feeling the air circulating on the hands, the arms. And breathe. Remember to breathe. Show you from the side. Let's wake up the body. And then bring the arms to the sides again. Come back into your position, your centre. And then let's just wave. Oh, watch out for the chair next to you. Let's just wave the hands. Make sure you don't hurt yourself when you do this. You've got plenty of room around. So waving one in front and then the opposite one in front. Waking up the shoulders and the arms nice and gently. We don't need to go too high. Bending the knees again if that's comfortable. This helps to open up the chest as well. The chest and the back. And then we're going to go all the way up, and let's imagine we're pushing the clouds away above in the sky and bringing that light in. Let's do that again, breathing in and coming up. Breathe out and let that sunlight or moonlight cascade around the body, underneath the feet. Breathing in, coming up. Breathe out, sinking back down. So we're encouraging that earthly energy again to come up through the body as we breathe in, crossing over the wrist, and then connecting to that lovely yang active energy, bringing it back down to earth, bringing in balance. Let's just do one more, breathing in. Separate the clouds, and that can be to let clarity into the brain as well. Just letting the brain open up and get active. Coming back to centre. Now, going from what June's just said about the diaphragm, we don't use the diaphragm as much, and it can get stiff, and so we don't use it. We have to use it to, like June mentioned, for the organs to work more effectively, to push down. So one of the exercises that I got shown from one of my teachers is to massage just under the ribs, around the liver area, underneath the ribs, and on the opposite side, the stomach. So massaging across as well. Sides of the ribs, just massaging there. And then tapping. Tapping can also help to loosen up the diaphragm. Breathe in, take a deep breath in through the nose, and then out of the mouth. Do that again, breathing in, and then massage again. And the more we relax, the deeper the breath. The deeper the breath, the more we relax. And the more we use the diaphragm, the more oxygen we get into the body. So doing all these little practices really help to make us all feel better, to work better, the body works better, getting that oxygen into the body. And then just resting your hands on your abdomen. And let's just breathe in and out and notice if we can feel any movement there. So when you breathe in, notice if you can feel any expansion underneath the hands. If not, don't worry about it. Breathe out and notice the contraction going back towards the spine. So breathe in. See if you can notice any expansion. Breathe out. And then just putting your hands on your hips or your waist. We're going to do that again and notice if you can feel any expansion in the ribs, because that's, as June mentioned, so important to get the ribs moving, the sides of the body. So breathing in to the front of the body and the sides, if that makes sense. So breathing in, front, sides, and just notice if you can feel any expansion there. And then breathe out from the side and then from the lower belly. Breathe in, front and sides. And then breathe out. Breathe in, front and sides. And then breathe out. Now this time, just bring in your hands if it's comfortable. Don't worry if you can't get your arms all the way around. You can keep them on your hips. But just notice now, we're going to do a breath. We're going to breathe into the front, the sides and the back. So you're really opening up that space around the body. And then breathe out, back, sides and front. Let's do that again. Breathing in, front, sides, back. Breathe out, back, sides and front. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, front, sides and back. It's a bit like breathing in a big inflatable around that part of the body. And then breathe out. Let's just rub the back a second or two, just waking up the kidneys. Now, we need to get the breath to go all the way up through the body. So another good practice is to massage just underneath the collarbones. We've got a kidney point there. massage that area so we can get the upper thoracic part of the body working more effectively. This is where you get a full body breath. So massaging there, that can help to loosen up. And then just resting your hands like little beaks, your fingers are like little beaks, just resting underneath the collarbones and just moving your elbows forwards like you're drawing circles. So this helps to open up between the shoulder blades as well. And I like to just let my head go down so I get a nice stretch down through the spine, between the shoulder blades, through the shoulders. Nice and gently. You can keep the circles low if that feels better for you. Just do what you can manage. So breathing in, coming up through the back of the body. Breathe out through the front of the body. Just do one more. And then we're going to go the opposite way now to open up, really open up the chest, the upper thoracic part of the body to get a full body breath. So breathing in from your belly all the way up to the collarbones and back down again. Feel that expansion through the chest. These are really good to do as well because we're in autumn, of course, and autumn's associated to the lungs. And this is where we get all the problems, congestive issues, usually at this time of year. So keeping the lungs and the chest, the back, nice and spacious. Practice the breathing, practice the movements that open up them airways. And also for the heart as well. The heart. And then let's just tap that out, just in case any tension builds up. Tap out the top of the shoulder, the neck, and the opposite side. Shake it out. Shake out through the feet. Right. So we're just going to do a balancing exercise now and strengthening for the legs, this helps to ground ourselves and also build up the foundation. So the stronger we are with the foundations, the rest of the body gets supported as well. So you can hold on to a chair, you can put your hands on your hips, or one hand on your hip, one hand on the chair. And first of all, we're just going to just gently transfer our weight from side to side. So we're not just, blowing around in the breeze. We're actually putting 100% weight in one leg, and then imagine that you're emptying that leg and then filling up the opposite leg. Just so we can feel that exchange of weight. Pressing into the ground. So this is why it's good for grounding as well. Pushing down into the earth. So when I say 100% weight, so it means when you put 100% weight on one leg so you can lift the other leg up. So that's what we're going to do now. So put in 100% weight in one leg. You can hold on, like I said. And we're going to lift the opposite leg up just slightly off the ground. And then we're going to push forwards. So we're straightening that leg. I'll just show you from the side. Push down. Then lift that leg up again, and then plant that foot down. Put the weight onto that foot, lift the opposite leg, lift, push, lift, and push. Plant down, sorry. Exchange the weight over to the opposite leg, lift, push down. So when you do the left leg, it's like you're pushing down on a clutch on a car. When you lift your right leg and push down, it's like you're pushing down on a brake pedal. So this is really good to strengthen the legs, like I mentioned, get the energy flowing, the blood's good for circulation, strengthening the knees and the ankles. But you're also activating the kidney channel as well, pushing down. If you push down to the ball of the foot when you push, lift up again, the energy comes up through the channel and then back down. So we breathe in as we lift up, breathe out as you push down, breathe in, lift, breathe out, plant down. Show you from the side again. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, push, breathe in, lift, breathe out. So if you notice as well, when you lift your leg up, you're strengthening your core as well. So breathe in, lift, breathe out, push down, breathe in, out. Very good for balance, practicing your balance. Physical, emotional. Breathe in. It really makes you focus because you want to improve your balance. So just gazing at a point can help you with your balance, but also putting your weight on the inside of the foot. So from the big toe going down through the inside of the foot to the heel, that can help you balance as well. Just do one more. So breathe in, lift, breathe out, push down, breathe in, lift, and then out. Let's release again. Shake it out. Just loosen up the wrists a little bit, because sometimes when you have your hands on your hips, it can make your wrists ache a little bit, especially if you've got stiff wrists. And let's just practice a balance again by doing rotating one ankle and both wrists if you can. If not, you can hold on again and just do one of each. This is good for the brain as well. Crossing over, helping balance and coordination. Right, shake it out. We'll just do one more movement just to finish off. So breathing in, lifting the arms up again, bring the feet together. Let's capture some more of that beautiful light. Breathe out, centering, aligning, balancing, connecting to your heart. And we'll do a lotus blossom blessing. Lotus closing, bringing the fingers together, making a heart. Lotus opening and offering peace, love and blessings out to the world. Gather it back to yourself and give yourselves a bow. Well done.
Thank you, Robyn. That was fantastic, as always. What a joy.
Thank you.
Really loved it. And thank you for emphasising everything that Helen and June said, learning about how to breathe correctly and
That was lovely.
makes you alive and rejuvenated. Thank you
so
so much.
nice. Oh,
Good morning, June.
hello. I am awake now. Thank you for that. Yes. I definitely couldn't have gone first. But the other interesting thing about breathing deeply is people don't realize that the rib attachments at the front and at the back, the ribs are meant to move like that when we breathe. And every time we do get a good and loosen up, like what Robyn just did, it loosens up those joints between the ribs and the vertebra and helps with the circulation and nourishing the nerves, which then go to all the internal organs and all the meridians that connect the internal organs, those points down the bladder channel and of course down the chest. Well, that was absolutely brilliant, Robyn. It's so powerful getting all of those different parts. And the back, people don't realize that their lungs go from their shoulders right down to below their ribs. They're massive, and we just don't use the full capacity, like we don't use the full capacity of our brains, do we? We have no idea of the extent to which our brains are capable of so much. And if Maureen was here, she'd tell us some statistics, I'm sure. So missing Maureen, but there we go. Hope she's having a lovely time. So I have decided to embrace my weirdness lately, and my friend Carol, her daughter, is helping her clear out a lot of her accumulated treasures over the last, well, 60 years. She's been accumulating things. She's got this house that's absolutely stuffed full of crystals and books and esoteric things. And you know, when I said I was going to talk about dowsing today, because back in 1988, when I first started training in Touch for Health in 86. And in 88, I did a course in flower essences with the lovely Hugh McPherson. Oh my goodness, I missed his memorial thing last night. There was a memorial lecture thing last night, and I came home and I fell asleep. That was it, done. Anyway, it was Monday. Last night it was Monday. The days are just going so weird. Anyway, Hugh started me off on my path with flower essences, and then I followed him into acupuncture, which was fascinating. Now, what is interesting is that Wikipedia will tell you that acupuncture is a pseudoscience, and of course, so is dowsing. That is pseudoscience, and I'm thinking this whole word science has just become so narrow. And I invite everybody to actually think much more widely, because what Robyn's just done is completely scientific. And what Helen did, meditation, completely scientific. It's about our bodies and our spirits and our energy in the wider world. And if that's not science, I don't know what is. We're studying all the time and learning about how we are in the world. And that's why dowsing is something that, yeah, I thought it was really weird when he first introduced it. I was used to muscle testing to ask questions. Well, you know what? Yes and no questions can be asked with little bits of stuff. Now I have a wooden one, which I have failed to go downstairs and get. But when I first started dowsing, he taught us with a piece of plasticine on the end of a thread. You can use anything that's got some weight to it. So, I mean, I'm just trying to decide which one to use first. I've got several here. These are on sale in the clinic because I just think they're so gorgeous. And children just love playing with them, you know, and children love crystals. So this is a goldstone one. And I don't know if you can see that properly. It's kind of wiggling at the moment. Some people start off from a stationary position and wait for it to start. I am way too impatient for that. Sometimes you can have a longer thread, a shorter thread, and you just fold it over your hand. So you get a nice comfortable hold on it. You don't hold it tight, very light and loose. And I start off by swinging. And then what you do is you ask the question, where you just make the statement, yes. Do you see what's happened? It's gone to the left quite firmly and quite strongly. I'm not making it do that, okay? Then we go back to stationary or to swinging straight forward back, and we say no. And look at that. Now, I invite you to play around with this, because your yes and no might be very different. But I always, when I start doing it, if I want to ask a question about anything or find the flower essences for somebody in the box, I put my hand on the box, think about the person, or have them, if they're in the room, have them hold the box as well. And I just always calibrate at the beginning, like I do with the muscle testing. We switch the muscle on, switch the muscle off, make sure it's up to the job. And so just in case my yes and no has changed overnight, I want to check. So it's usually left is yes and right is no. Some people get quite different things. So, you know, just go with what it is. You have to just see a perceptible difference. It can swing diagonally, can swing back and forth. It can, you know, as long as it's moving, then you've got something. Now, other people use dowsing with metal rods, and they use it to find, oh, Helen's got one. Very good. use it to divine water. Now that's been, I mean, people have been doing this for millennia, and I don't know why we can't acknowledge that there has been science around since the beginning of human beings. It's not just a 200-year-old invention by medical people. You know, bless them. I love the medical people, but you know what? They're not the only show in town. They don't hold a monopoly on wisdom. There's ages old wisdom. So I would say just get something. A piece of plasticine on a bit of cotton wool is perfectly adequate. Now, what is interesting, my friend Carol, who is now not well, and that's a beautiful crystal necklace or something. Yeah, oh, that is gorgeous. That is absolutely beautiful. I don't think other people are going to see that, but that is gorgeous. So yeah, I've got several different ones. This is rutilated quartz, I believe. Citrine. Now, what Carol or somebody said, this is why I went on to using a wooden one, because all the crystals have got an energy. And so you have to attune yourself to that crystal, or tune the crystal to you if you're going to use it. So you have to run it under cold water first and make sure it's that's what I do. Or you can go to all the lengths of leaving it out in the moonlight. But I just think run it under cold water. It cleanses off anybody else's fingerprints or energetic imprints on it, and it restores it to a clean and neutral thing. But this is citrine, which is lovely, lovely, and it's quite a bit heavier than the other one. You need to find something that is the right weight for you as well. Here's a rose quartz. Helen, you're distracting me. Behave. That is amazing. What is that? What crystal is that?
It's a jade necklace that I received
It's
as a
jade.
gift.
It's almost blue. Wow. That is
But
absolutely stunning. Say something else, because
necklace.
it's got silver all around it as well. Then people will be able to see you.
I think it is a necklace, but I think you can hold a necklace and use it also. I have lapis lazuli. I had rose quartz and also quartz pendulums. And I've just ordered a new one as it happens. And I can't remember
Yes.
what I ordered.
Well, you can never have too many. You know, it's lovely. This one is rose quartz, and it's so much lighter. It's really interesting. Yeah, you will find the right one. And I get mine from a local crystal supplier, but you can find them online as well. I mean, my local crystal supplier is called Dolphin Minerals, and I do believe they do things online too. But I just like to go in there and feel the energies. This one is I cannot remember the name of it. It's a quite unusual one. It's kind of brown and beige, and yeah. So I just picked up a few to encourage people to play with them and use them. But yeah, so using a wooden thing might be better to start with. So I got a little key fob and put it on a silver chain, because it was a little wooden key fob, and it was very light, very easy to use. And my friend Carol, to allay my concerns about how weird this was and was I influencing it, because that's the question, you will ask yourself, am I making this turn, or is it something else happening? What is going on, she said, is you're tapping into your unconscious, because actually we know all the answers already. And this is just a way, and she was a hypnotherapist, so she knew a thing or two about the unconscious, subconscious mind. She said it's all in there, and the person that you're asking the question for knows all the answers too, but we just don't always listen to it. And this is a way of manifesting it in the real world, and just seeing a real visible difference, because we believe our eyes, don't we, a lot more. We want to see things happen. And you're talking about the string. Yeah, I these are all on silver. These are all on silver. So they've been drilled into, and a post has been put in. You can see there's a post there. Now, Helen's were necklaces that were, one of them was, it was a necklace which had a beautiful, intricate design around it, which the necklace part was fastened to that. And so they hadn't actually put a hole in the crystal, I don't think. But, you know, it's okay. Crystals are very forgiving of this kind of behavior. I mean, they're all cut and shaped into these points. They don't come out of the earth like this. They come out of the earth very, very rough. And what people do is they take them and they shape them and they tumble them and they polish them, and they're happy to serve. Huh. You see, I mean, scientists would hate that, wouldn't they? Crystals have energy and they have feelings. Everything on this planet has energy and feelings. So this one is a really interesting one. This was one of Carol's, and it's got each of the stones from all the chakras. Try and hold it still. So it goes from the base chakra, which is red jasper, then it's got carnelian, it's got citrine, it's got malachite for the heart. Malachite or rose quartz, either of those are good for the heart. Turquoise for the throat chakra, and amethyst, no, lapis lazuli for the third eye, and amethyst for the top, for the crown. So, I mean, there are way more chakras than that in the world, but those are the 7 in the world, in the body, around your body, on your body, whatever you want to say. So yeah, so those are the main 7 that people who do chakra balancing use. I use crystals on the chakras during my Egyptian healing treatments, because that's what I was taught. And it's really lovely. Here is another of Carol's little treasures. I brought this because I just love it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. If you can see, it's got a crystal point. I might use it. You can point crystal points over acupuncture points and get a really good effect without needling. And it's got a crystal ball on the top. Can you see that? That's amazing. I've never dared to try and see things in crystal balls, but I got another crystal ball from her as well, so I might very well. And then it's got all the little chakra stones set into this I think it's bronze body, which is engraved with lots of symbols and whatnot, and it's like a little magic wand. But I'm just kind of admiring it and using it. It's got a little pouch that goes with it. She did collect things and she loved things, and I've managed to bring home some wonderful oracle card decks that she's never used. She bought them and then they've sat on her shelf for decades. So I'm really happy about that. I've got a new medicine cards deck that's new. I mean, it's new to me. It's brand new. It's never been used. And it's the one I always wanted, because I had the original one. Jamie Sams, a North American native person, created this animal medicine card set. And you can get guidance from them by choosing cards and putting them into different layouts, a bit like tarot, but very much, reflecting on each. And it's got a book, and you look up each of the animals in a different position, and it gives you advice and guidance and a little bit of another angle to whatever the question is you want to ask. And so I kept going, why is there not a raccoon? A raccoon is an essentially North American animal, and I love raccoons. I know the little scoundrels, and they're scavengers, and they come into your campsite and they steal your food. I don't care. I love raccoons. And so finally she did do one with raccoons and various other animals in it. And I kept going, I really want that. And there it was in her house. And I just went, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm now reviving my mentoring work, and I'm including reading with oracle decks in my mentoring, because I think people really are hungry for guidance. And I can't, out of my own self, say, wisdom, blah, blah, blah. I need something to help. I mean, I can draw stuff out of, I was trained in mentoring, but draw stuff out of people themselves for their own wisdom. But I think having the decks as well will be really good. And I imagine I will be using the dowsing as well in those sessions. So that's our hour up. I've just realized. Okay, Helen, you've written an oracle deck. Oh, you weird woman, just like me. I haven't written one yet, but wow.
I wrote it a couple of years ago, and I'm just waiting on somebody's looking at the artwork for it. Yeah,
I want one when it's done. I'll be the first in the queue. Thank you very much for that. That's exciting. I'm going to have an evening where I'm going to bring all of them and just say, people, we're going to play with this. I don't know what they all mean. I've got a Chinese oracle deck. I've got stone people cards. I've got rune stones with, the runes on them. It's just, and the medicine card. I love it. I love it.
I gave away a couple of years ago. I gave away about 10 decks. I've got lots of decks. And I bought a new deck when I was in Ibiza the other day.
Oh.
And it's which is their goddess of fertility and things, and the tarot. It's just a small deck, and I love it. I've got this other deck, Sacred Rebels, and I just thought, oh, that's so me.
Oh, that sounds you. Yeah, you. Brilliant. Oh, yes. Bye. Bye. Yeah, I used to have a deck. It was round, and it was a goddess one. I don't know what happened to it. Disappeared. It wasn't the right time for me to do it then. I was still trying to prove myself to the scientists that I wasn't that weird. I don't care anymore. I am embracing my weirdness. Yeah, that's it. It's fine. That's fine. It's all good. So I encourage you to go out and embrace your weirdness as well, in whatever form it takes. Be a sacred rebel.
I think that's a great way to end.
That's enough for today. Yeah.
What a lovely way to end this morning. Go out and be whatever you want to be. Thank you, ladies. What a fascinating morning. I'm going to go and find an oracle deck. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for watching the recording. And thank you on behalf of the People's Health Alliance. Happy Wellbeing Wednesday, and see you next week. Goodbye.